have an uninterrupted electricity and water supply from solar energy in the Gambia and beyond, worry no more. Because Solar Enterprise will provide you with the solutions at reasonable cost. We have experienced personnel who can install and advise you about your electricity and water supply with a warranty period. We have good quality solar products from North America and Europe. We provide services and sell products to individuals, organizations, institutions, private offices, communities, and government. These products are solar panels, batteries, charge controllers, inverters, water pump, water heaters, freezers, submersible pumps, and general solar accessories. Visit our stores at 48 Karaba Avenue and Brusubi Highway, or you can call us on 7657 479 980 8483 340 9400 or 635 9906.
Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamano, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamano Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Brusubi opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited, or email us at info@jamanomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051, or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jamano Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jamano Money Transfer.
Agada
mbijan aganyadi
albaka
mbaka important
yo nga transfer la sto
ya transfer la
ha code nyinji
okay important nsila id soto
sa soto sorry agada
mbijan bro
albaka
mbaka
bara alla service o tariaka
mbare
mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka
jannom yona forest de bureau gambia tonkon na lo mbari ya bere birim koyna fo katon
bari si kodo kino katon nim fo bolon blabe
56 branches mola soto gambia jam
ha
gambia kono ani gambia bantala bankol nko kodo kiya bere kodo sifa fo palindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw jannam number 1 di nyonta andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale golam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi mani domorol di fana beteat gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je
wo moyo diat
apelenta
barka ni na lafta nyelan kendol e bina
yalo bu kanyi la ko la barka ba
yalo ndel ciosano lo
barka.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Hello and welcome. This is the Brunch on Kerfatu Live. I'm Lamin Chan. This is our weekly look at current affairs. Today we will pick up the progress of the tour of the opposition United Democratic Party and also catch up with events in the APRC No2 Alliance. We'll also talk about a major current affair issue, that is the approval now of ECOWAS for the establishment of a special tribunal to try the era of former President Yahya Jammeh. But is it a good idea? Well, somebody in the studios think it is not, and he will tell us his perspective of it. So let me begin by introducing my guest. On the far right is Yankuba Jammeh. Yankuba is the public relations officer for the APRC, that is going by its sobriquet No2 Alliance, or APRC Babili Bansa. Well, they claim, of course, they are the real APRC as opposed to the one led by Speaker Fabakary Tombong Jatta. Mr. Jammeh, welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, viewers of Kerfatu, and good afternoon, my co-panelist is Haji Suwaneh of UDP,
you said it.
President, and then Mr. Lamin Cham, the uncle.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jammeh. Welcome. Haji Suwaneh, as he has already said, is the youth president of the opposition United Democratic Party, and they've been busy on a countrywide tour. Now they are at the tail end of the tour, I guess, and he will bring us up to speed with how the tour has been going on. Haji, welcome.
Thank you, Professor Lamin Cham, and then thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being here, and then I salute all the viewers around there. It's been a time for me to be here. Exactly. I can see, but anyway, it's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Good. I don't know which university gave me professorship, but thank you
I give you
for the compliments.
Yeah.
All right, let's begin with the APRC No2 Alliance. Mr. Jammeh, we have not much have been heard about your group. You enjoyed 5 parliamentary seats, the whole of the 4 years for that matter. And we know you have a strong support in the villages immediately in the vicinity of Brikama and stuff support and so on and so on. But where is the APRC No2 Alliance, so to speak? There have not been much visibility. Where have you been?
Thank you so much, Professor Lamin.
Wow.
My co-panelist.
You are a professor.
Because you've been in the system for so long.
Okay.
And then to give you such an accolade cannot be an overestimation.
Okay,
I thank you for this wonderful question. The No2 Alliance under our interim party leader, Honorable Ajimote Tamba, has been kicking and running in the political limelight of the Gambia. And if you can understand, you said that we have strong support within the vicinity of Brikama.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, not only Brikama. If you look at the results that have been put, in spite, I've been coalesced with GDC of Mama Kande in the 2021 presidential elections. We combiningly pool the third highest vote that was behind NPP, UDP. We were there.
There you go. That's an important point. You pulled the third largest.
Yeah. in the political limelight.
Yes. Then I agree that you're definitely not a small bloc.
And from there, we distance ourselves from the coalition because the agreement was only presidential.
Your agreement with GDC
was only presidential.
I see.
That in the parliamentary,
yes,
we'll be standing on our own to test our
just your own
reliability
strength, yes,
on the ground. And obviously, like in the presidential election, we are able to pull along with Mama Kande the third highest vote.
Yeah.
But in the parliamentary as well, we occupy the same position.
Third place.
Third place.
How many constituencies did you in fact contest in the parliamentary elections?
In the parliamentary, we contested in all the combos.
All the combos?
Yes.
You lost in all the combos?
From Kanifing.
You mean both KM, you contested the KM and the regional?
The regional.
Oh,
because we
and the West Coast region?
And West Coast region. We were restricted by the funds on the ground, or else we would have contested in all the major constituencies in the Gambia.
I see. But wouldn't that have been a really a very big ask, because you couldn't have won. I mean, you couldn't expect to have win in those places. I mean, where there's keen competition between the UDP and the NPP, for example.
No, the APRC traditionally has strong holds within the combos. It is only a fragmentation with the de facto alliance that decided to join NPP that cost us some militant. And then there was a limbo among the militants that whether if we stand as a neutral alliance, we'll be able to have our taste of the cake. And obviously some have seen that even with that septics in their mind, we are able to do very well. We occupied the third position in the parliamentary, and in the local government election, we contested in 3 regions, mainly West Coast region, Kanifing, and then in URR. But unfortunately, we all lost. We lost all of them, and we are able to gather 10 councillors. That's in West Coast region.
You won 10 councillors.
10 councillors in West Coast region.
I see.
That is why I say. Right now, we occupy the third position
in Gambian politics, in terms of electoral gains. It's very interesting, isn't it?
But due to targets by government, we are unable to carry out some of our programs. You understand, even if we have to hold a fundraising, for sometimes we have paras coming to us, dispersing the crowd using forceful means.
Yeah, I remember a famous one when you clashed with the police over a permit that was there. So you believe that the government or the police don't recognize you as a separate political entity?
But they do not recognize it. But it was not the role of the police to say we are not part and parcel of Gambian politics. There is a body specifically assigned to do that job. That is the IEC. And since our fragmentation with Fabakary, around 4 to 5 letters have been written to the IEC to take steps in seeing who are the rightful APRC. And to this day, no response have been made. So I believe the police is just trying to use force in order to protect the de facto alliance's interest.
Yeah, so you want to believe that the police are acting for the government, the government party, which is in alliance with the Fabakary faction.
Yeah.
So they don't want to recognize you as a political entity. Or you said the IEC refused to come, to decide which one of you.
Yeah, and mediate between the two parties. They are still silent. On what ground the IEC is in a better position to tell us? But we say,
maybe the IEC could say, well, the people whose executive we have when you had a Congress are the ones we will recognize as a political party. For example, Fabakary Jata, Rambo Jata,
no, but Mr. Cham, there was
Jaite, Jahumba, maybe those are the people they recognized as the executive of the party.
Those are the executive of the party till on the 15th of October 2021 when they were fired by the Supreme Party leader, Professor Dr. Haji Jammeh. Because in the ECOWAS memorandum, it is agreed that even if he is in exile, he can have full control of his party. It was part of the clauses of the joint declaration that he had with the AU, ECOWAS, and the UN at that time. And after the coalition government took power, there were some amendments that were made in the constitution allowing a Gambian citizen resident outside the country to own a political party in the Gambia and be fully fledged recognized by the constitution as a political leader.
So you, according to you, in October 2021, Jammeh fired Fabakar and others from his party.
From his party, yes.
And appointed Yaya Tamba and others.
And others.
So as far as you are concerned, those people just hijacked the name of the party. But
And
you think you are the legitimate group?
Because even the 2018 Buyam Congress
I was
still
there.
exactly maintained Jammeh
Yes,
as the supreme party leader
yes, that's
and
true.
flag bearer of the APRC.
I was, well, I don't know about flag bearer, but he was supposed to be the supreme leader. I heard about that.
supreme player and flag bearer.
I'm not sure.
That
about
was from 2018 to 2031.
Wow, that was meant to be
Up to 2031.
31.
Then any amendment made by Fabakar without the consent of the Congress of the APRC, we consider it null and void. But because of he aligned himself with the incumbent, certain issues can happen. We will challenge them, but we can't do nothing. But
So according to you, Fabakar allegedly amended the agreements from the Buyam Congress.
From the Buyam Congress. Because there was no extraordinary Congress held to make amends to what was already adopted in 2018. And to this day, this is why we did not alliance believe that we are the true APRs. Because one message I'm trying to pass to people, politics is not about the paper you hold or the logo you have at hand. Politics is about the support base, the militant who take you at heart. And as far as we are concerned, we hold the majority.
Well, as long as the Fonies are concerned, yes, one can agree with you because you won all the parliamentary seats.
No, I mean, not even in the Fonies, even in the combos, we pulled the largest vote compared to the alliance that joined top four. Because if you see in the parliamentary election, they could only contest 2 seats. That was Serif Sar, Joshua, and Suleiman Jammeh in Bondo. And you can understand those people, it is not only politics, it's not only the APRC, but their goodwill as people, as citizens of those areas also carried weight.
You want to say that it is on account of the quality of the candidates that helped the APRC won that and not necessarily support
based from the APRC militants. Because at some point, even from their own parties,
so it might be possible that some of your supporters in those constituencies voted for Sar and Jammeh.
Possibly.
I see.
I cannot attest to that, but I might have the belief that perhaps they voted for them. Because no matter our political differences, if there's a good relationship between you and the candidate in question, you might at times have a second thought to pull the strings behind him. And I believe that has yielded fruit for those 2 candidates. But prior to that, they did not contest in any area.
But do you want to say now that the APRC led by Fabakary Tombong basically have no support? What about if you come to the KM region? Or because I'm sure you said West Coast, yeah, because that's where Foni is, where you did very well. But when you come to KM, or for example to the Upper River and other places, not long ago, they had a meeting was it in Sinted or somewhere, and it was well attended. A lot of people came there. They seemed to enjoy some support in there. Somita it was. They had a meeting in Somita.
Yes,
I saw pictures of a lot of ambience and enthusiasm. So they can still claim to have support.
Even if they have support in Foni. But the question mark is that, why did they lose the election there? Yeah. We brought in new candidates who are not known to the political limelight. And yes, we claimed those seats.
And you picked the incumbents?
The incumbents. 5 incumbents against 5 new members.
Yeah.
And we claimed those seats.
You did, yeah, you won.
So they cannot claim to have more support in Foni than we do.
I see. So what is going to happen in the long run? Because obviously you cannot stay like this. Many people who love APRC want the 2 of you to come together. What is stopping you?
Yeah, we're working on that. Perhaps in the long run that could be agreement. But as of now, that isn't. But our only concern, and my concern as the PR, is that I cannot align with Fabakary as long as he holds on to the coalition with NPP. So that was the initial ideology that led to his dismissal from the party as an interim. So, but as long as he held on to the status quo, I cannot recognize him.
So is it, I mean, as long as Fabakar's faction continue to be in alliance with the NPP, there's no room for agreement.
I don't think.
So they have to.
Matters could be decided later. But I stand to differ. Our position is clear.
You are not hopeful that there will be a unity.
Possibly.
Maybe
militants,
maybe you have to understand that Fabakar is holding a position, Speaker of the House of Representatives, even though it will be difficult to sack him from there. But one should assume that probably he wants to see out his term. Maybe at the end of his term, he may change his mind and say, well, the APRC will go alone. In that case, they may reunite with you.
But then Fabakar's term expires in 2027.
Yes.
That is barely 3 months after the presidential election.
I see. So he has to make a decision before
the presidential election, so that we'll be able to know our position as a party.
I see.
Because in politics, you cannot rely on supporting people. That kills the party gradually.
But when you say they kill the party gradually, what do you mean?
Most of the militant Fabakari took to NPP. Some of them will not come back to the APRC.
Oh.
Because of one, if you enjoy privileges that you don't have in an opposition.
I see.
Individual thinking is rational. I'm not in a position to join them.
Yeah, you have a point.
And I'm not in a position to read their opinion. But that's a belief I widely share.
You have a point there. Once they've tested the trappings of power, they will not come back to the opposition. you seem to have a point. So you think by taking people to the NPP, Fabakar is killing the party?
Obviously. It's gradually reducing the strength of the party. More militant will lose hope in the party. Because you need to contest, even if you are contesting to lose. But you are telling the militant that I'm here. And there's an ideology you're trying to share to the wider community. Because a recent geopolitical situation has it that a single party cannot all win an election, much more a presidential election, with only their militants. You need to have the support of independent voters. Those who stand for no party, but yet they are there for the peaceful coexistence between people. They are there for the development of the country. Those are positive-minded thinkers. We call them the swing states. Independent, they don't support any political party. But they might associate themselves with a particular political leader during the presidential elections because of the ideology he's brought before them.
And I've been speaking to people from the Fabakari section. They say, well, the APRC no to alliance. I just been tribalistic. They wanted to make the party as a Jola hegemony. So that's why they you agree to that. Perhaps they believe perhaps your section want to make it a Jola organization.
That's their belief.
But that's what they said. Anyway, they said you are tribalist.
They believe in that. But it's contrary to our mode of operation. Within our executive, we have people from various tribes.
Indeed.
In it. We have offices as far as URR. We have chairman who answers to our call from those areas, which are not Jola areas.
And what I understand between these two APRCs, your mode of communication is in fact in Mandinka, hardly in Jola. I observe that. When each side have something to say, they speak more in Mandinka.
You must speak with the language
people understand.
People easily understand.
So where do this acquisition come that you want to make the party a tribal party? But that's what they say.
I say it is their own belief. And it is a stand they want to take in order to discredit us from the Gambian voters.
Or that's their propaganda.
And that will not work. In the parliamentary election, in the local government elections, we put forward a candidate.
No problem.
We put forward a candidate.
Yeah.
Who is from Sanekunda, J.S. Sane.
Yes.
He's from the Combo.
Who's said to have gone to the NPP?
To the NPP right now.
Oh, so it's true, he's gone.
He's a Mandinka. In selecting him, we have not looked at which tribe he comes from.
Yeah.
But what potentialities does he have to offer to us as a candidate?
Why do you think he left now? Or they brought him over or what?
Possibly, I think it's his personal decision. I cannot judge.
I see. Were you disappointed?
At some point, but we're moving on as a party.
Was he a big pillar? The NPP wants us to believe that he's a big pillar.
No, he's not.
Well, the NPP said he's a big catch. So you don't want to believe that?
No, the NPP will say so because they have somebody who once contested
Yes. So
in the local government.
That's a big catch.
But understand that he is only one in areas that are dominated by the North Alliance movement.
I see.
So we believe that those who voted for him did it in the name of the interim party leader along the executive and the supreme party leader.
So now that he left, they will abandon him, you think?
Obviously. That's why I say initially, those in the de facto movement believe that politics is about holding onto a particular document or a logo. But politics is about gaining the heart of the people because of the message you pass to them, the position you occupy with them.
Indeed. Mr. Jammeh, we'll come back to the APRC No to Alliance for other discussions. And I must say at this point that I invited actually the Fabakari faction of the APRC to come here since yesterday. I've been trying to get somebody to come here, but
I'll be glad to.
Well, I couldn't get them. They were trying to say they will have to get clearance from Mr. X and Mr. V. Up to now, I have not heard from them, so the invitation is still open. Let's go now to the UDP. The UDP claim to be the biggest opposition. I don't know whether Mr. Jammeh will even agree with that, but they claim. But then you already admitted that you came third behind them.
No, as it stands,
okay.
You have to deal with the reality that happens on the ground. We are trying to consolidate our gain come 2026.
Yes.
But as of now, you must admit
that they are the biggest opposition party. Well. I can see people say that the gap between the NPP, rather the UDP and the APRC No to Alliance is getting narrower. And they were they were supposed to be the arch rivals. Haji, let me come to that now. You've been on tour all over.
Yeah.
You still have a few meetings to go. And, well, the NPP came from the tour. I asked presidential advisor Sheikh Umbalo, even though he said it was an official tour, but then he admitted, of course, they cannot stop their militants from coming to do all the political razzmatazz. People accuse them of trying to politics at the back of the people's taxes. Anyway, stuff like that. They said they cannot separate the two. But then they said their tour was very successful. How about yours?
Anyway, thank you, Mr. Chair. I think the two has to be different. There's a difference between the two. This one is a pure partisan tool, whereby whereby we expect those sympathizing with the party and the members of the party and the general public, if they want to listen to the message, to come and attend our meetings or rallies. So, unlike the MPP, what they are claiming to be, this is not an MPP tour. It was a tour that is meant to go and listen to the Gambian people by using their tax on fuel, allowances, and many other logistics are all paid by the state. We expect them to say otherwise, but not to say, we cannot stop our militants to come. We don't even want to know the difference between their militants and Gambians. We think they are Gambians, and every Gambian have the right to go and listen to the message that the president and his entourage is delivering, and raise concerns that they have in their various communities. For us, we went there to balance the situation, because we think Gambia today, we have to give the equal opportunity to Gambian people to express any other concern they have, as per the current status quo. Looking at it at the economic point of view, social point of view, you go all along to URR as a president, you're giving them a narrative that you yourself know it is not real. So as a party, we go there to balance it, to give Gambians that environment, to express what realities they have on the ground there. It was very successful because the success came to areas like URR. You look at even NBR and the CRR North, coming across LRR and CRR South. You see people coming from all spectrum, coming to those rallies, expressing the concerns and regrets they have by voting for the MPP, telling us that they now see the realities and they think that Gambians has to come together and make sure that they voted for the right candidate and the right party. And that party, for them, it is UDP. And these are people who, some of them have never been at the UDP. They've all been...
Let's go to the URR. Yes, I saw flashes of pictures and images, and your party people beating their chest, claiming that, well, they probably have got a lot of inroads in the URR, which is difficult to believe because that's where the base, well, let's say, one of the bases that the NPP can say is their fixed deposit.
Indeed.
As you people say in your campaigns.
Indeed, URR was definitely amazing. To myself, being a citizen of a native of URR, what I've seen in URR this time around, I've never seen it as far as UDP is the politics and UDP is concerned. I've seen communities were requesting transport for them to come to that meeting there. Never in my life do I even get UDP being entertained in those villages. Never.
Really? And those villages now requesting transport?
Absolutely. There are some villages whom summoned me after the meeting, the Basse meeting. I met with alcalos of big community villages in URR, telling me that Usainu Dabo has to make a courtesy call to their village.
Even Alcalolo?
Alcalolo, I mean.
Wow.
These are not small communities.
We must not name them because they
I must not, because there's one alcalo who is on the question now.
They may get the sack.
Yes,
So,
they may get the sack. I will not name them. Okay. But I'm going to tell you that the realities on the ground at URR means that the narratives are totally changed. Particularly when Barrow made that woman rally calling for his endorsement for that term.
it was that right?
Yes, of course. He made a rally.
He outrightly said, I want to go for that term.
That time, yes. Yes.
And what did they tell?
Yeah, the mobilized women said that the women of URR has endorsed that I don't know, is it 30,000 women or 20,000?
Oh, I remember 96 when Jammeh wanted to contest.
Exactly. So
Mr. Jammeh, that's when we started hearing these terms like opinion leaders.
so
opinion leaders come.
Exactly. So what they said is they were used and they were misinformed, and for them they have to really stand their stand. They wanted to join the UDP because Barrow used them for that time rally. They send communities transport and then tell the women to come because they have form to dispose between women groups. So if the groups are not there and registered by filling that form, means that you will not be qualified for that.
So you mean that project that was giving money to women was used for political reasons?
For political reasons. So when those women appear for that rally, some of them, a whole village, when with only 1,000. $10 means that political deception now. People are aware. You cannot deceive 1, 2, 3, and we still want to believe that you are the solution. That was the main factor. The people try to connect.
But the government said they were giving, in some people, agri entrepreneurs matching grants, and to empower the women.
No, this was different from that. This one was different from government's initiative. This one is purely an MPP initiative.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it was written on the form that women of Basse, I think, is a rally to endorse Barrow for that.
Oh really?
Yes, the form was distributed within communities.
And that was during this. What's supposed to be meet the farmers?
No, before the meet the farmers store.
Oh, that was before the meet the people.
Yes, that was before the meet his holiday.
That was during his holiday.
Yeah, during his holiday.
Okay.
So when they received those forms and they went there, they received nothing but $1,010, some $1,050. They were really angry. So this man is used to deceiving, but this time around he has to pay the price. So during the meet the farmers store, they sent gelegeles to the same communities, but empty gelegeles thrown out.
Really?
So for the Basse rally, they now wanted to show the Gambian people that if URR is the base for the MPP, we are saying no again.
So that's why you have such a huge crowd.
A huge crowd. And I can tell you, there are some communities, it was kind of for this harvesting season. So so many people were busy with their ground.
So you could have been more.
And yeah, of course, they even requested me. You will see one that is more even bigger than this one.
So according to you, Mr. Barrow is in trouble in the URR?
Yeah, he will be in trouble in URR because he cannot change his attitude.
But that's his base. I mean, you wanted me to.
We are not saying it's not. We are not saying it's not his base. But we are saying like a base can only be when you are fulfilling promises.
I see.
But a base cannot be maintained when you are only used to the habit of deceiving electorates. One day they will come to the light, and that's the light now they have with them. That is why you see the historical welcoming of the party leader, and in fact places like Garawuli, Gambisara, and then you name them. They are now already with the UDP. I'm not saying 100%, but gradually, what we have there in numbers, we never record that in history.
How about the Sierra?
The Sierra was definitely, I can say it was exceptional. For Sierra,
where did you visit?
We visited only Chakunda and then Kamapa. that is in CRR.
So because you don't have much support?
No. We have a bigger support in CRR. Because you heard that the campaign managers of MPP defecting to the UDP.
We heard about chief, I don't know how do they call. Yes, campaign manager.
The Bansa World campaign manager Mohamed Mbalo and his deputy Ablai Gajiko, with their people, they all came to the UDP.
But that's what every party will claim. Mr. X has claimed.
These people, I personally engage them directly, and I never deceive them. We talk about policy matters and the history they have in MPP. And based on that one, they were convinced that they were misled. Because the tribal project MPP is using there means that if the, it's a fuller dominant area and then this Fana dominant area, how to call it, the Bantanto, the Banjulundings and then the,
so they said they have now changed loyalty.
Yes, they now change the loyalty to UDP because of the policies and the program that we present to them. Because we don't only want to go and tell you that come and join the UDP like that, you dance and then clap without knowing the policies and programs of the party. So we went to them in reality, talk with them, discuss with them the issues that is affecting us. What is the trouble that we can solve for the solutions that we have at the party, from the 5-point agenda, ranging from agriculture, youth empowerment, and then energy, you name the health. So they agree that yes, they were misled. And right now, all what they can do is to sit down as citizens, as electorates, and review the decision they made in 2021. And that's why CRR was definitely exceptional. We have almost 3 campaign managers only in CRR South.
How about the NBR? You were in Farafenni and I saw a lot of ambience.
Yes, I was in Farafenni. Farafenni also was it was fantastic.
You never had great support in that area. No?
Yeah, I can tell you, it is because of the current situation. Nobody is taught a lesson now. The system is teaching them a lesson. Every government a lesson. The system that we have today, we made it. It's a man-made problem you are having. The problem is not created by God, but this problem is created by government. And the people who brought government in power knows that it is ours who can now solve this problem. And that's why you see Farafenni, you see Kera Ardo, you see
when the president went there, I saw a lot of people following him and expressing gratitude to what helped one project or the other, road projects here, and women.
You go to Sanjal, that's Sanjal Sarakunda.
Yeah, but Hakalang and other in the North Bank.
Hakalang should have been 3 years project. But up to how many years now? We are entering in the
But the president said some people, maybe people from your group, were the ones sacrificing for it to flow.
Those are the type of statements that people are running away from him, Mr. Jam. Because, those people were praying for them to have roads. For how long? How can the same community go?
How they pay against it again?
How can they pay, the same community now have the road and now they are reciting the Quran for them to...
That's right, yeah, clear.
How can that be?
Okay.
That one is not true. So the only thing that we have is that what he promised is always different from what he delivers. What he promised is always different from what... And then you can only fool people once, twice. But when you think you can do 3 times with the same people, I can tell you it's impossible. So throughout the country now, everybody saw the light at the same time. That is why you see anywhere we go, 36 meetings the party that has done. 36 meetings, yes, in 12 days. But nowhere we went, you did not see the people coming out. Everywhere, it's just like
about the LRR. Where did you visit in the LRR?
In the LRR, we went to Kuinala.
Kuinala in Kia?
In Kia.
What about the Jaras? We go to Jaras.
In Jara, we went to Daslami, Jaffini.
Oh, Daslami.
Yeah, just Daslami and Jaffini. And then Jara Soma. Yes.
And Soma.
Yeah, and Jara Soma. And anyway, it was always definitely fantastic when I saw the party leader on the podium speaking on issues that definitely is connected to the life and livelihood of the Gambian people. I said, wow. This is what we expect. No mistake. All in those 36 meetings, he definitely did it fantastic. For the concerns that people are raising, connecting it to the policies that we are having. So if you follow the tour, you listen to the concerns people raise and the solution that the UDP is providing. Everybody on the ground agrees that.
And how about the West Coast? You stop over in Brikama?
We only made a welcoming pass by in Brikama. But we have a meeting in Bontong and also...
Bontong?
Yeah, Bontong. In West Coast, it is Bontong and then Somita. We also have it in Mayok.
You had a rousing welcome. You disrupted the whole track.
Indeed, we are sorry for that one.
Did you get the police permit for that? You'll be in trouble again with the police because last time when you wanted to go, they told they couldn't guarantee any security.
But did they guarantee the security this time around? And they haven't. So that was just like what Barrow has promised before that if elected, he will now stop any police permit for any type of right.
No, but you eventually got it. But I think the police were right because they had Barrows made the people's toes on, and yours, as you have described, was a big toe. Imagine big toes, big parties, on the other side.
Professor, how can that be right?
Huh?
When presidential campaign?
Yeah, when they are, what does election?
In election,
election they may have more resources, more deployments. Because that's a special time.
What do you mean by more resources, more deployments?
No, they would have been prepared.
Would they increase the size of the police?
No, they would have been prepared at this election time.
Prepared like what?
Not like, they know that there will be small parties over there.
Answer to this one, did they provide that security? They said they don't have it.
Okay, how did you didn't have any police around?
No single police officer, we did not see it.
Oh yeah?
Yes. Unless when they dress like I and you dress.
Yes, they can always be there. You don't know.
Where are they sort of that?
No, maybe they didn't have flame-colored people. Anyway.
they just use it as a flimsy.
So where next are you people going?
Today we are going to Kitty.
Kitty.
Yeah, we are going to Kitty and also Kombo Kerewan. And I think today
Kerewan is Lame.
It's Lame.
So you two will go to how to call it, West Coast, Caniving and Banjo. You end up in Banjo as you always do.
We will go there, and then as usual we will go and talk to the people. It's a nationwide tour. It's a tour that is targeting every Gambian because we want to get the realities on the ground to give them the opportunity to express their concerns as per the situation of the country today. So
many people also said the tour might have been programmed so as to kind of reunite the militants, because there were talks about whether people might now be trying to ask for the leader to give way to younger ones like you and others. There have been a lot of talk like that. So maybe people say this tour might have been used to build, if you like, the minds of the people that look, you know what, it has to be only one. We have only one, and that is Ousainou Darboe.
This tour is part of our annual activities. UDP have series of activities, and when we have the first executive meeting in January, the secretariat will request an activity from each and every unit in the party. So this one is the activity of the party leader. We have our activity as far as the youth wing is concerned, and those activities, including tree planting, we got cleansing exercises. We also get sponsors of football tournaments across. We were engaged in a lot of series of activities at the side of the youth wing. So you go to the campaign organizing committee also. They also have their activities. They went across, organize the members, talk to them, brief them, get their concern. You also have the National Assembly members. They went on tour, and they also engage the Gambian people, give them their stand as far as the National Assembly activities are concerned. You go to the women's wing, they did the same thing. So this is not like what people are saying, confidence building. Ousainou Darboe's credibility and Gambian people's love to the party leader is unquestionable. That is on the word written. So he doesn't need any PR for that one. He doesn't need even a confidence building for that one. So whenever he stood for anything, as far as UDP is concerned, the Gambian people will listen to him, and they will answer to the call. So those who are saying this, I think they don't have the
I'm talking about within the UDP itself. There were talks about whether Ousainou might.
It is not the UDPians who are saying that the party leader is on confidence building. It is outside the UDP who are saying so. If there is any conflict within the UDP, that is normal in democracy. People might have ambitions. People might have different views as per the party, but that's why we call it democracy. So you can have your intention to buy, but there is no member in UDP today, as far the young executive, as far as we are concerned, who is expressing an interest in that position, because we know the time is not yet. But there's an incumbent who vie for the position in 2021, and yet still, as we speak here, the UDP has never declared any vacancy in that position. That we are calling for fresh applicants to come and apply for the flag bearer of the UDP. Nobody had it anywhere. And I think we are used to the UDP system. Whenever we are entering in elections, the executive will start over, discuss it, look at the environment, and then make a pronouncement, a declaration that members who wanted to, bona fide members of the party who wanted to apply, now there's vacancy. Means that we declare the position that it is vacant now. If you want to apply, you are invited to apply.
Well, people said there had never been a time when there was actually any serious consideration for Mr. Darboe's position to go to somebody else.
No, there is. That's why you see all the previous elections. You see Mr. Darboe is applying, another person is applying. It depending on the party selection committee and the party members.
But there has never been such a, what I would say, a tumultuous debate about it as we have seen in this.
But some of your reporters has I think witnessed the selection that we have. particularly the 2021 presidential election. When the UDP was selecting their campaign manager, I saw your reporters there. There were debates because the profile of the applicants will be read, and the question will be put to the central committee whether they want the person to be endorsed or not, and they will endorse. So it now depends on the selection committee and the particular person who applied for the position to be able to convince the gathering, the central committee and the national executive selection committee that yes, you are the solution to the problems that we are crying for. That you might take the party to where we want to be. So if you are able to convince us, why not? But debates are always there, and those debates are very heated. It's not a small debate. It's a debate that is well heated and is well organized. And then anybody who is selected, all those who apply will rally behind you. But the matter of just like maybe it's just a ceremonial process or procedure. I think that's those who are outside UDP and never want to participate in the process are the ones who are saying so. But those who participated, even the journalists who witness it, they know it is transparent, and then it is more of a very heated debate than any other political party. Because we have not seen any political party here in the Gambia who will organize that particular procedure or program, saying we are applying for applicants for our flag bearer to be selected. And you, Lamin, you have the right. I have the right, as per the bona fide of the party members is concerned, to apply for the position.
I don't have any right. Because I'm the UDP.
Yeah, I mean bona fide.
Example. Okay.
You are. I'm just taking example.
Exactly.
So if you are if you apply, we will start over. So if you say that that's mayor, I think maybe you are outside because you are only hearing it. So hearsays are always talking on that line.
Now, not long ago, the UDP lost cases in the court. I mean, over the appointment of ambassadors, presidential advisors. The Supreme Court came with a verdict that there was no evidence to suggest that some of the people you elect to were either members of the party or their political parties were even registered. Many people found that to be very, very curious and funny. But they said the onus lies on the UDP to prove the case. Why do you always fail in courts? People say it's lack of preparation for your legal teams.
No, I think
schoolboy errors. They said you.
I think this one is
legal
not,
team.
This one is beyond the UDP's control. I'm not legally minded to be able to dwell more on the case. But if anybody is telling that the APRC since 1996, nobody can say they were the ruling party or the incumbent. Mr. Cham, I and you all know that one. It's just like I'm not.
It's common knowledge that they exist, but whether it is the court's role to provide evidence, or you people who made the accusation.
But should the court just dismiss the case based on that one?
That's what happened.
Indeed, that's what they did. I can say they only did what they think they can do, but it doesn't match with the realities. I can tell you that. But anyway,
they almost relies on your people to prove it by bringing it.
It was proved.
But how? They considered
it was proved. Evidence were presented to the court by the witnesses that Rambo Jata is a bona fide elected member of the APRC. We all knew. And the Congress evidence that the APRC did in Biam was presented to the court. The interviews Rambo made here, in those interviews,
those were not sufficient.
They were, if they are not sufficient, I don't know what else will be sufficient.
So what did the UDP intend to do with that?
I don't know yet because we never started
appeal.
We did not sit.
There any room for appeal?
We did not sit. Yeah, there might be rule. I don't know. But anyway, the legal team will be working on it. I had it when I was on tour. I did not even go into the nitty-gritty of the judgment to know exactly what has happened. I only saw that they said that there is no evidence that the APRC or even MPP is a registered party.
No, definitely,
I think they definitely.
Gano and all that things they said.
Yeah, so I will not be able to talk about it much, but the party will come up with something. I think so, because the legal team will not defeat like that one. They will brief us, and then they will give the advice that is necessary to the national executive of the party, and from there we will check what is necessary for us to do it. But this is all what we are running for. My scare is it seems that it is rolling back. It's rolling back. I'm not saying there's an interference. I cannot say so.
Yeah.
But I can only tell you that what we fought is rolling back.
Why do you say to these allegations that you people blame the court only when you lose your case, but when you win, the judiciary is independent, but when you lost, the judiciary has interference? That's what they said.
Cases it differ on the case. That one will be talking about. But these are political cases, and political cases are always.
When the Yankuba Jammeh, when President Barrow wanted to get rid of her, and the court said no. You celebrated that to be independent.
Of course, we'll celebrate the impartiality and the independence of the court.
But when the court rejected the UDP's election petition on technicalities, we are wild with that.
We will get wild because we think that the dismissal was not sufficiently and then intendedly done in a good way. How can the sitting president? I'm telling you, they said he's elected by the IEC. We know legally he is the incumbent president. So there must be protocols and procedures before you reach out to that particular person. If you serve the chief protocol of the president, I think you have served the president. I think you have served the president. So we did that within the period that was given, within the 10 days period. We did that as per the law. But yet still, the president, his lawyers came and said the president was not served. For us, we can
they want somebody to march up to State House.
To State House and go and meet the president and say, hey, Mr. President, we want to summon you to the court. Summon you on what? Because you steal election.
Which would be difficult.
I don't even think we'll even be able to pass the gate.
Okay.
You steal election.
Later.
Yes.
You can only drop it at the gate.
The privilege he got at the presidency, that is what it was question.
Okay.
That he has meddled with the election. The elections were not fair. They were rigged. Rigged by who? The respondent was the president.
Yeah, that's what you claim. Many people found it difficult to understand.
And that was the only
because the elections that has been, the votes that have been cast are the ones counted in front of everybody.
But why would the Supreme Court should have been given the opportunity for you and I and others who doesn't know to know, yes, these are the evidence we presented, we have at hand.
Yeah.
If they have done so, everybody will be in free mind to know whether UDP has a case or not.
But throw it out of technicality.
They throw it out of technicality. We think that they were denying us and everybody who doesn't know how elections were rigged to know that opportunity to know exactly how it happens.
Okay.
So we cannot just preempt it because the food on your hands are still in there. They still tied it. They don't want to untie it. If they untie it, you and I will go.
What will be the strategy now for the UDP or the opposition? When you believe that the electoral process, as you said in your petition, is rigged, what will be your strategy now to protect the vote, as you said, secure the vote?
Anyway, there are several ways and means that we can do. Okay. And as a party, we learn from what has passed. We know exactly what can be done in the future.
Okay.
And we know the powers that we have as far as the party's membership and supporters are concerned. The basis of the party, we knew it across the country. We are not going to sit and wait for the declaration of the IEC. Never again.
You're not going to break the law by announcing your own results.
Let be it.
That would be illegal.
No, be it. Be it. Okay. The law did not bar me from saying, we got this result from this place. But if they say it is breaking the law, I'm not saying that I will do it, but I can say we are going to do it. If I say that any other candidate wanted to sit down and wait for the IEC, let them do it. But elections again, Mr. Cham, we are not going to sit down and wait for anything that we think tomorrow otherwise. They will be protected. The votes will be protected.
Is UDP, would you consider going into alliance? I mean, the NPP is getting alliance every day. Only recently they had my party, and
my party was not by new alliance.
Every little politician the NPP had, they bring him. What about the UDP? You want to do it on your own?
No, the UDP was ever open to alliance. Those who knows the history of UDP, we never rejected alliances. We are all open to anybody who...
Maybe your terms and conditions are not acceptable.
We have no terms and conditions. Only what we have is that let us look at the situation of the country and come as one. But there are mistakes that happened in the past. We will not allow those mistakes to repeat itself again. But as for the alliances and then the discussions are concerned, we do not see any party that is coming yet. So I will not be able to talk about
this. As we speak in Farafenye, they said the Sobaya movement of SFL is joining the APP, or I don't know, the other one joining the other, or the other way around. But they seem to be a union of
union between them.
Yes.
Yes. For us, we think Gambia can even be we can even king this government without even an alliance. But politics is about numbers.
But isn't that not the problem of the UDP? If you want to do it all on your own,
no, we are not saying you do it all on our own.
Cannot do it.
We are not saying we do it all on our own. We said for the situation, the Gambia can get a new government with or without alliance. But what we need is unity, particularly within the political parties.
Yeah, but if you are all on your own, how can you be?
Anyway, it doesn't mean that we have to come together in one house to unite.
But if you split in the votes between the two,
if you split in the votes, whether you split in the votes, but splitting in the votes should not necessarily mean that you don't join with UDP, so you should go to NPP and join alliance with them.
But even if you go on your own, you are taking the votes of the opposition.
You are not taking the votes of the UDP, and I'm not going to take the votes of the APRC.
You are taking votes that could have gone into one ballot.
No, you might still do that alliance, and those the sentiments put in the people can still deny you from having that vote.
Okay.
From having that vote. So it is all technical. All what we need to do it is to have that strategic approach to 2026. With or without alliance, messaging is very important. All what I keep advocating, and the party keep advocating, is an opposition is not in charge. Oppositions are opposing the policies and programs of the ruling party.
Alternative.
That is having negative effect on the life and livelihood of the people. Before you go and waste your time on attacking the UDP and the opposition, or the UDP wasting their time on attacking DOI or APRC or GDC and the opposition, the one that we are directly paying our taxes to, why can't we face that person? Maintain your base by promoting your policies. Challenge the one that is there by telling the government people what the government is doing negatively, and that is impacting the life of the people.
Yeah, but once you do that, you want that to be translated into votes.
And that can be translated into vote.
If you don't put those votes in one ballot, and that increments ballots go to one ballot, and it is the winner pass.
I can tell you, when the oppositions are serious on what they are doing, stop attacking each other, face the government with their own parties, they will maintain their base.
Okay.
They will maintain, but due to that conflict between themselves, attacking each other, it's letting us lose the votes at their own parties.
Oh,
their parties would rather choose to go an alliance with the NPP instead of voting for their own parties.
Okay.
The problem is they must focus on the government.
I see.
And forget about their fellow oppositions. If you attack your fellow opposition, what happens is your supporters will lose confidence in you that you don't have the ability to win. They would rather, now the opposition you are attacking, they would rather create a hatred between you and that person. So what eventually happens is your supporters will now shift and go to the ruling party. That is creating trouble for us.
Okay.
So unless and until we focus on our policies, leave each other at the opposition, challenge the one that is giving us the headache, or collecting our tax, and then doing things that are detrimental to our lives and livelihood. If we don't do that one, we are going to keep
but at the end of
advocating for peace, but at the alliance we cannot have it.
But at the end of the day, the opposition supporters expect all the opposition to come together as they did in 2016 in dislodge Mr. Jammeh's boss.
In 2016, it does not necessarily mean that oppositions brought the change. Yes, they must be commended. No, they must be commended. But I can tell there was a strategic move in it. And that strategic move in it, that was this one voice.
Yes, that's right.
That was this one voice. Mama Kande was never attacking the opposition. He was focused on Mama Kande and GDC.
His area.
He was able to maintain and get votes from Jammeh.
Yes.
He divided the
Jammeh votes. That strategy worked.
Yes. And it worked from Jammeh. Yes. The opposition
votes that should have gone to Jammeh went to him.
Went to him.
And Barrow kept his.
Barrow maintained his opposition, his own coalition base.
Okay.
That if UDP have 10 votes in Soma, they have 20 votes in that area, they were together and they vote for the coalition.
So both
I can even tell you there were some, even in that coalition, there were some who also went to Mama Kande and voted for Mama Kande because they don't want to see that coalition because of one party is there.
Okay.
So coalitions, it has advantage, it also have disadvantage.
Okay.
And if we wanted to go with that 2016 type of coalition, I can still tell you, we are not only here to change Barrow. No, that's not the case. We wanted to change Barrow for a better solution.
Okay.
But it's not only to change a face for a face. We are not in for that one.
I see.
Unless and until the members in the opposition know that it is not Barrow's face that we want to rid of.
You want
to rid of a system. And that system cannot be rid of if you don't have the political will that is going to head it. It's going to be difficult for us to do a change that is going to have that meaningful impact on the life and livelihood of this country again. So my view is we can change without having a coalition.
Let's get back to the APRC no to alliance. Mr. Jammeh, well, you have outlined your strategy in the election not coming is that it depends the potentials for you to come together depend on how the Fabakary Tombong Jata section behave themselves. Exactly. Either they have to have a declaration before the elections as to what their intentions were. And you said if they choose to stay in the alliance with the NPP, there's no way you can come together.
Obviously, because our position is firm. We don't have any idea to support the NPP alliance. That move was from the mainframe APRC. Because we've seen that the idea to join Barrow was not in support of the Supreme Party leader.
But Fabakar has said that Jammeh had initially agreed. He just, he is unpredictable. He just changed his mind. That's what Fabakar and others said. That from the beginning, Jammeh endorsed the idea.
Even if Jammeh endorsed the initial idea, but at the end of the day, if he sees that negotiations were not going according to plan, and he withdraws from the coalition, he's the Supreme Party leader. Fabakar should have heeded to his advices and command. That's what we think.
And Jammeh did speak loudly in Kanilai in October 2021 when he was with, when the later alliance, the initial alliance with Gano rally was held.
Exactly.
He categorically said that they are not going into an alliance. You think Fabakar should have heeded that? But Fabakar said at the time it was too late. Jammeh himself endorsed the initial process.
It was not. I say Fabakar went into an illegitimate and infamous alliance with NPP. Illegitimate in the sense that it is not Fabakar's responsibility to decide who the APRC will align with in a particular election. We have Congress to take that decision. It was not done. So it was illegitimate. Infamous in the sense that the militant of the APRC, who are considered as the bedrock of the party, were not duly consulted. You cannot sit until you have already made your mind to join the alliance. Then you say you will inform the militants. That's why I say on those two counts, Fabakar has joined the alliance for his personal interest, not in the interest of the militant or the party, or the interest of the Supreme Party leader. That's why I say for any reconciliation to happen, perhaps they might reconsider their positions. And information are arising from their camp saying that they are willing to maintain the coalition until the 31st of December 2026, which means barely a month after the presidential election. Is it a mere rhetoric?
Is this just a rumor, or you want to believe there are credible information?
Of course, yes. Reason being, the recent meeting he held in, is it Sintet?
Somita. Yeah. He said there that the fate of Jammeh can only be decided with the help of President Barrow.
The same message he passed in 2021 before joining the election, that Jammeh return to this country largely depend on Barrow. So we must align with Barrow, support him to be re-elected, and then we'll be able to see Jammeh in the country. 5 years on, where have we been? To this day. Every documentation.
Maybe because Jammeh himself spoiled the show by kicking against any idea and calling Barrow all sort of names, derogatory names. maybe Jammeh himself spoiled the efforts Fabakar and others were doing.
A leader has to be one of integrity. If you believe that this is the agreement that is taking me to a particular position, you have to fulfill it in the interest of what? The people who supported you in that idea. But he never did that.
But you don't believe that Jammeh's own behavior by categorically denouncing Barrow and saying I have nothing to do with maybe that also would have undermined the efforts of Fabakar and others. Whatever negotiation they are doing with Barrow, if the main man who seems more important came out and say, well, no, what are you going to do now? They will be helpless.
Jammeh, like me as a president and PRO of APRC Neutral Alliance, I strictly understand that Fabakar is in the alliance for his own personal gain, not because of the militant, not because of the Supreme Party leader. That is why I will distance myself from that relationship, though it is an internal problem and it is solvable.
How is it solvable? When you people have this, how to call it, very dogmatic, position that
no, positions are not dogmatic in that sense. We are giving them a gateway to reconsider their position, and we sit together and discuss as a family, as a people. We do not want to be supportive to people, kingmakers at all times. There is one thing that is said, sober-mindedness, I will say, led to the NPP coalition. Because of they did not have the right to stand as a people and contest the election against NPP.
I mean, they were not prepared for that.
For that, mentally. And as a leader, you must be prepared for the unforeseen circumstances. And I will say, I will stand to differ. The 2021 election, we are not unforeseen because it was on a calendar. And every rally we held was geared towards preparing ourselves towards the 2020.
See, what worries people, what puzzles people like Haji, is that at the beginning of the Barrow administration, even before the split between Barrow and you people, I mean, the APRC was the biggest political opposition at the time. They were the alternative force. You remember?
Yes.
But then suddenly they also were infected with division, and they went into two. That's what people couldn't understand. When you were at the beginning of the Barrow administration, when they were all together, I mean, the APRC was strong. I remember that 50,000 man march at Overzone and other places.
Yeah.
So the APRC was seen to be, come on, these people they're still not out. Jammeh might have gone, but they're still the most powerful.
No,
Unfortunately for your supporters, you split into two.
It was the choice of the leadership, then the interim party leadership, that led to the factionism that still corrodes the party. And that is why I say it is a decision based on personal interest, not the wider interest of the militant and the party itself. But like I say, we are not an alliance, we are an independent movement operating within the APRC. We maintain our stance, and we are trying to consolidate our stance come 2026. That is, we reaching out to people, talking to people, even if the funds becomes the ultimate end of one's ideology. But we believe that we'll get there come 2026. Because geopolitical situation has it that many leaders arise without associating themselves to parties. And we believe that no to alliance can be an alternative. As of now, people believe that we are into a coalition. Some of our militants are sending that statement.
You are in the coalition with who?
With UDP. An appeal to send a strong message to those people. Well, this is not the time to discuss about coalitions.
They thought you are in.
Exactly.
Are you saying that?
No.
You're supposed to be the biggest rival. Apparently, UDP does not sleep in the same bed with Jammeh. So it was serious.
We did not spend.
Everything is possible in politics.
No, it doesn't necessarily we don't spend the same share the same bed with Jammeh. I think UDP was against a governance system. It is not an individual. But
that was led by an individual.
No, it was led by a group collectively. There is a leader. But it is not the leader alone who was on those operations. So the UDP was not directly against Jammeh. Never. And that's why when the party leader was been free from Mile 2, he was asked about this question. He said personally, he has nothing, grudges against Jammeh. And for him, he has forgiven whatsoever Jammeh has done to him.
Yes, he said that.
Yeah, so they said so. So that tells that UDP has no personal issues in politics. You believe politics is about lives.
But your people are accusing Barrow for going to bed with people like Fabakary. If people like Fabakary, you have problems with them. What about if people like Noto Alliance?
If Barrow set up a Jammeh commission, a TRRC against Jammeh, why would Barrow prefer to take the enablers of Jammeh to bring them and put them at that House of Representatives as leaders of that house?
Because he needed political support.
That political support, we said, was the one that should not try to play with our integrity. But I think one thing he mentioned here, integrity is very important in politics. Jammeh has done his time. After he left, Barrow came and said, Jammeh, this is what and he did in his government. Jammeh's government was an APRC government. And APRC was not only occupied by Jammeh. So common sense tells you that if those who put Jammeh in trouble are dining and whining with Barrow, why would Jammeh be haunted by Barrow? And tomorrow will go to Samita and tell them if Jammeh should come here, we have to align with Barrow. When Barrow was away,
he said that good situation will be helped with Barrow's
help. He put an example that when Jawara was away.
Yeah, it was Jammeh
It was Jammeh who
wanted to bring him.
But it is Jammeh government who took Jawara to the inside.
In the first
But
place.
Jammeh did not call for PPP's alliance to be able to bring Sadaro back to Gambia. Jammeh did not call for PPP support. And PPP has never aligned with Jammeh before Jawara came here.
He stole some people from NPP and PPP. And
So is Fabakar not a human being? Is Rambo not a human being? Rambo and Fabakar, we are all with Barrow now. In fact, occupying the highest positions in government today. So why would, if there's reality, if there's honesty, why would Fabakar have the audacity to go to Somita and face the people of Foni, telling them that, look, we have to align with Barrow. If you want Jammeh to come here. Common sense tells that he's just trying to use that politic of deception that they are not meant for. Like what they have used in that they are 50,000 gathering. They use it.
Getting the impression that your position and the NATO alliance position is not very far apart.
No, it's not that we are not very far apart. We don't have anything to do with them in criticizing the NATO alliance or criticizing even Jammeh today. We don't have it. Are we the implementers of the programs?
But by the way, since you've got Jammeh now, we go straight to the point now. This will be our final point.
Yeah, let me come on to this point a little bit.
All right.
It's a message that I'm trying to pass to the militants of the APRC NATO Alliance. As of now, we have not yet discussed any coalition with any other party. We are standing as NATO Alliance movement, trying to consolidate our gain on the political ground. Though we want to change the narratives, the political system can never be the same. The young people must take the challenge. Why should two political parties meet on the ground and they are victims? This must be history. If two political parties are passing each other, let there be Gambian citizens who will say, yes, today I have learned something in my life that I have never come across. That's the kind of politics we want to play. It doesn't mean that we have discussed an alliance with the UDP, but we consider every political party as legitimate to exercise their functions in the country. We consider every citizen born with the prerequisite to associate themselves with any political party. But that should not destroy or disrupt the socio-cultural existence that we have inherited from our forefathers. That is why we want to change the narratives. In spite, we have some similarities with UDP, because we are fighting the same leader who have caused havoc in this country, who have implemented policies that are not favorable towards the development of the people of this country. It is that similarity we have with the UDP as an opposition.
You have a common opponent.
That's what makes us similar. But the UDP is an independent political party, and we as a NATO alliance were an independent party operating on our own. What I say to militants is that who we will coalesce with will come from the militants themselves, because they are the bedrock of any political party. They will bring us the people. They will tell us, go on your own and we'll do it. Or they will tell us, this is the political party we choose for you to coalesce with. But the decision will not come from the top. It's the bottom-top approach that will happen in that instance.
Let's discuss about the government's recent announcement that ECOWAS has approved now for a special tribunal, a part of the transitional justice system, to try what is now called Jammeh crimes, Jammeh-era crimes. Haji, what do you make of that? I mean, that is the hybrid court, the type that the African Union built, put up in Senegal to try former President Hissène Habré of Chad. A similar one is here, and the Gambia government is going to have a special prosecution department to try crimes that can be tried in our Gambian domestic judicial system. But this other one may have international help in terms of the magnitude of the crimes, crimes against humanity, which has an international component. What do you make of that? Anyway, there have been reactions from human rights organizations, victims, also all welcome the idea.
Yes, anyway, as a party, we are here to speak about or take a position on this hybrid code. But all what I know is Barrow has set up TRRC. Before TRRC, he has set up Jammeh Commission. and then he has come out former president's bill. You know, these are all major policies in his government or for his government. But is there any political will to do these things? It is two things. Whenever Barrow wanted to play with the minds of the APRC militants, he will design a policy that can attract and create an environment for negotiation.
But I disagree, because this tribunal has been on the walks.
I'm coming.
You remember?
I'm coming. Whenever you have challenges in his government, as far as the economy is concerned, he want to attract the donors. He will fabricate. He will push up an agenda that never he will be implemented.
And he won't have the goodwill to implement it.
He will never have the political will to implement it, but only to play with the minds of the donors, attracting the donors, telling them now this has been set up. That will enable him to convince them to pump in 2 or 3 billion or $2 million into his government's activities. So here are two things. The ECOWAS court has done what they are requested to do, because it's the government that requested from them.
Yes.
But I know,
for help.
But I know that Gambia government is also in seriously need of financial support from the EU and the development partners.
So you mean this tribunal thing?
This tribunal is just a mere one. It's a mere document. It's a mere document. They just want to play with the minds of the donors. Because you could,
but is what I understand is this has been in the works since. I mean,
it has been in the works since, because there's no seriousness to do it. I'm telling you,
that has been negotiated. You remember the ECOWAS parliamentarians initially said they don't think it's a good idea. They voted against it.
They rejected
but
it.
the heads of state authorities now approve it. So it's going to happen.
Okay.
ECOWAS will help.
Okay. And in Barrow's internal messages is that he has to work with everybody. Indeed, he even should go for more of reconciliation than justice. Internally, this is
he did say that reparations are important. He said
reparations are important.
Yeah, he said because I mean, even if you try people, lock them up, that still doesn't solve some of the impending issues of the of the victims. So he's of the opinion that much as prosecution is important, reparations also is very important. That has been his position too.
But this is why it is called TRRC.
Yeah.
Truth, reconciliation, and reparation.
Yeah. But prosecution is also very important.
The policy did not leave reparations behind.
Yeah.
Huh? The policy, his government policy on this means that the truth has to be established first.
Yes.
And in the truth, justice must take place. So in Barrow's opinion, and the advice he's been given, is that if you want to establish the truth in this and make sure that you follow the due process, the law take its course, justice is served, means that you are going to lose a good number of followers. So now what can they do? They don't want to lose the followers, and they don't want to lose the donors also. So here the game is. It's a game.
Okay. Mr. Jammeh would not say that this is a game. Mr. Jammeh will take it seriously. You think, what do you say? You think now they said there's going to be a special tribunal to try Jammeh and Eras. Maybe that's including himself. He could be, if he's found to be wanting, he might be extradited from Equatorial Guinea or something like that. What do you make of this special tribunal as people from the APRC Noto Alliance?
Thank you, Mr. Cham. Our stand has always been clear. That first, we categorically challenge the formation of what the TRRC to probe into matters from 1994
to 2017.
Because there are provisions in the Constitution which give immunity to President.
Immunity to the President?
To the President. From the time of his service to the end of his mandate, and be considered as a former head of state. 1. To the composition of the TRRC. Those who created the TRRC said they wanted to get to the truth. Malicious activities that were carried on, human rights abuses that were carried on during the Jammeh era. But you have to bring the right people to seek into the truth. And that has not happened at the TRRC.
Even they are not impartial, or what?
Exactly. One, the chief investigator, once upon time in 2015, took arms.
14. He's said to be said to have been part of the people who attacked.
He was part
State
of the
House.
people who attacked State House in order to bring down a democratically elected government. And you are still employing the services of that man to probe into allegations leveled against that man. Are you truthful?
So you think that that man will not be impartial?
He will not be impartial in his duties. Number two, in section 200-201 of the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia, he said can become chairman of a council, of a commission, a person who has the capacity to serve as judge or was appointed as a judge of the country or elsewhere within the ECOWAS jurisdiction. But Sise has never served on that position.
Chairman Lamin Sise.
Lamin Sise. He has never been a judge in the country, not outside the country. That's why we first challenge the legality of the TRRC to look into matters. We say, we are not against you looking into matters that happened during Jammeh's regime. But you have to do the right thing. Follow the due course, the due channels, so that we get there.
You think all the evidences that have, well, the allegations and evidence that have been unearthed, you have trouble with the process, or you obviously deny that these things didn't?
First, I'm in trouble with the formation of the council, of the commission.
That is the process.
Two, I am in conflict with some of the witnesses at the TRRC.
Okay, you don't discount the fact that Eda Haider was killed. You know he was killed. And it was a gun that killed him. You know Ibrahim Chief Mane was killed. Kanjiba Kanji disappeared. I mean, the soldiers who were supposed to have, were elected to have staged a coup d'etat with Nur Cham, were summarily executed. You didn't deny that students were killed in 2000. All this happened.
All this happens, yes, I understand that.
You understand that?
I understand.
You accept that these things were criminal.
I am not refuting all the testimonies that were given at the TRRC. But I say some of them were politically motivated in the sense that they want to bring down some man for political gains or use it as a bait to win part of Gambians that are in the APRC. That's why I say the assignment was not correctly done. We know a government is a system. It constitutes people, not a single person. So what if every witness that comes, you must mention Jammeh's name first before your testimonies are accredited by the lead counsel? Then there is something fishy. These
so
are the
you
issues we
noticed that everyone was coached to target
Jammeh. And governments,
but there were others who were named. That necessarily doesn't mean
government are composed of institutions.
Some alleged perpetrators were named, but not necessarily Jammeh.
They were named,
but
none of them who appeared at the TRRC attested that I took orders directly from Jammeh.
Some said that. I think some said that.
No.
But they believe that the order could only have come from Jammeh.
This should have been the role of the TRRC.
Yeah, but if people get killed, if people get killed,
and
the head of state
exactly
did not seem to do anything about it. So what do you mean? Where do you make of that?
I say there is no government on earth that will claim innocence after completing their mandate.
Yes,
and I accepted that.
Yes, things were.
If we believe things were done, if we believe that, we have to look into it. We have to be very, very impartial. Neutral in the execution.
I understand. So you are not rejecting that things might have happened, but the process that's taken and the objective you think
exactly is established. It's what got everything wrong.
Yeah, including this special tribunal. Why do you think it's not necessary? Why?
Let me come.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King said, "The way to the truth is the truth itself." So if within the formation the process
is wrong. So the truth will be wrong. What is going to be the truth will be wrong.
Exactly. We have some element of doubt, and that's what we have within the TRRC. Yeah. The creation of the hybrid court. The hybrid court is created to purposely, one, swayed Jammeh of coming back into this country. That's the only thing. I know that even if they create it, because the minister as once said, he cannot be tried in absentia, they have to bring him. But I know even if they don't have the means to bring him, they will try him in absentia. Call all the allegations against him, either ban him or
even if they don't have the means of, do you think Jammeh will be prepared to come here if the tribunal is set up here?
I cannot read Jammeh's mind. But it is the TRC that has failed in their duty to seek Jammeh's consent, to either attest, give testimonies, or refute. So at that position, it is not in government's part to say Jammeh would want to serve as a witness.
So you mean if they had contacted him in the court,
Exactly.
he might be willing to testify?
Possibly. He's a man of his own.
And that was
You
not
don't
done.
decide things for him. Is Jammeh.
So when you said this tribunal has been set up so as to prevent him from coming, what do you mean?
Because they know some politicians, particularly within the AB, know that he has still popularity within the country. And that if he comes back to this country, that might be the end of their stay in power. And they want to sway him away. Two, the Jammeh Commission was created. And the circumstances in which the Jammeh Commission passed judgment is still questionable.
The Jammeh Commission.
The Jammeh Commission.
What's
still questionable?
What's questionable?
How many of Jammeh's assets were recovered still are not told. How much money was generated from the sale of Jammeh's assets? Still now we don't know.
No, they've said it. I mean, the issue is people think that it was far less than what could have been achieved.
So
but they did.
If people believe, if Gambians are the master of this country, let us accept. At some point they might choose somebody to be at the helm to decide things for them. So if Gambians request, and in any democratic dispensation, that is what is important, what people, the grassroots say, because they compose the base of any democratic decision. They say, we are not sure of your dealings at the Jammeh Commission. Please supply us with the documents to attest ourselves. It has not yet been done since 2018.
Well, I mean, I agree that many people think that what could have been realized is more than what has been declared.
Yeah,
I agree to that. That has been said. That has been said. But you know that national wealth was, stolen on the Jammeh. I mean, if I understand you do not totally deny that there have been wrongs, but the method you said this government used to unearth or to investigate are wrong. So what do you think should have been the case then? If investigating and now setting up a tribunal to try people is wrong, which way could we have used?
The setting up of, 3 months, 4 months ago, the ECOWAS Parliament voted against ECOWAS supporting
the hybrid court.
And today the authorities of heads of state of ECOWAS come and say we voted for it.
Yes, they are the last, they are the executives.
This clearly underlines that there are political motivation behind.
Among the heads of states?
From the heads of state.
Why do you think they would be interested in prosecuting Jammeh if at all he had not committed crimes that are against human rights? All over. Human rights issues are international issues. That's why ECOWAS come in.
We know ECOWAS is famously known for violating the right of indigenous West Africans, because they have never acted on issues that directly affect the West Africans. But rather, ECOWAS implement decisions that always come from outside West Africa.
ECOWAS brought 16 nations together in an economic zone that you and I are enjoying, free movement of goods and services.
ECOWAS has not, Mr. Cham, ECOWAS still, since inception to this day, has not been able to guarantee the free movement of people and goods within West African states.
That is to some extent.
No, if I go to Senegal, if I take something goods from the Gambia to Senegal, I'm subjected to heavy custom fines and all.
No, it's the other way around. If you want to take it from there, yes.
No, even if you want to, it is easier to bring it from Senegal to the Gambia. Their goods have populated the Gambian market. But what of Gambian goods going to Senegal? It's a complete restriction. ECOWAS have failed in their bid to do that, to ease the movement of people and goods.
At Senegalese states disobey the ECOWAS protocols. It's more easy to understand than ECOWAS.
No, not Senegalese alone.
Okay, other
Even
nations.
countries that have been Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry. You as a Gambian, even with all your documents, you are subjected to pay certain amounts of money before you pass any checkpoint.
Yeah, that has to do more with the national, the government's, nation's government more than ECOWAS. The protocol of the ECOWAS is clear.
That's why I say, okay, well, ECOWAS has always been concerned about implementing matters that come from outside, rather than treating burning issues that exist within their member countries.
So you mean
that's why the decision of the ECOWAS did not take me by surprise. I know that's where they're going to. At the end of the day, they will say, yes, we support the Gambia government in establishing a hybrid court to try Jammeh, and Jammeh is in a plus.
Yeah. But there must be some accountability. People got killed, people disappeared, people were tortured.
I understand.
There is some sort of accountability.
No, at the beginning of my statement, I said it. I never challenged for the government to look into matters from 1994. But the way and manners in which those matters were tackled is what I'm challenging.
I see.
And even the establishment of the hybrid court.
Yeah.
I cannot do anything against it, but I will challenge this as an APRC militant and as a supporter of Jammeh. Because I believe the government, Barrow, must set precedents. He's setting things that will haunt him tomorrow.
But he has to do it because it is definitely the desire of
establishment of the TRRC, of the hybrid court, clearly defeat the conscience and objective in which the TRRC was set up.
Rather, it is complementing.
No.
Rather, it's implementing the recommendation.
The TRRC, they told us, invite the people who are involved, both victims and perpetrators, to come and give their testimonies. Let them tell the truth, what has happened. At the end of the day, if we know the truth, we will sit as a people. That is most important, and reconcile, discuss among us. We know that people lost. We cannot,
for crimes that are serious, they should be prosecuted. That's what TRS is saying. For crimes that are very serious. I mean, you can sit down and reconcile.
Then there's some element of biasness from the Barrow government. If there are people who served Jammeh for more than 10-15 years, he amnestied those people, take them into his government because they are serving his cause. And now he's trying to target other people who are not with him. I will try.
Now I see your point.
Is this justice?
Yes, now that you have...
I say the Gambia must set a precedence. What was happening since Jammeh's era is still happening.
Oh, no.
People
don't disappear. Now people don't get tortured now.
You will get arrested. And if you ask, they'll tell you the orders come from
above. Yeah, but at least you don't disappear or you get killed. At least that's not happening now.
Even if it doesn't happen, but part of it is happening. Because if the freedom of the citizen is at stake, there are questions to ask.
But if people like the UDP and civic society observe that yes, there are things that we are scared of. They look like things that are happening on the Jammeh. But still, we don't have that kind of outlook we had on the Jammeh, where there was state-sanctioned terrorism, if you want to say, against the citizens. That's not happening now. So it can't be as bad as on the Jammeh. You have to accept that.
Two regime cannot be similar in the way they address issues. Jammeh is a man who has concern for the internal security of the country. Consideration has it that today most of the Gambians are living in a state of what? Insecurity. You know, one thing I challenge is
but that's
one thing I challenge is that in any democratic dispensation, people must take responsibility for what they do.
Exactly.
If it has an adverse effect on the life of another Gambians. But at the TRRC, criminals were invited to give their testimony and considered as victims at the expense of people they cause harm. This is the role of the government to protect the right and freedom of the vulnerable. That's what Jammeh did.
Okay.
The TRRC, I'm coming.
Yes.
The TRRC, they were looking into every matter from 1994 to 2016. Yet 5 soldiers got coldly murdered in Farafenye by presumed rebels who wanted to take power.
A terrorist.
People
who
stood before the Gambian flag. People who believe that the Gambia is so worthy for them to stake their life and defend. Fall in Farafenni.
Yeah, but the government later in a white paper, the government later said those.
Why the families of those victims were not invited at the TRRC?
Yeah, but that's why the government said in a white paper later that
this is why these are all compounded.
No, I agree with that. But even the government has seen that, and in the white paper they said,
Cham, you cannot treat one thing white and the other blue. In the dispensation of justice, you treat everybody equal. The government should have allowed them to come, the families of the victims, to come and give their testimony at the TRRC in front of the lead counsel.
Okay, all right. But at least the government recognized that matter also should have been covered. I mean, the government had a chance to, had the powers to accept or not to accept. They accepted most of it, but then these are issues, some of the issues the government itself, realized that should have been done. And they noticed that incident in Parafenye should really have been treated. That's what he said. Yeah, that's right. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with you.
There's some element of biasness in the dispensation of the TRRC experts.
Okay, now what we're gonna do finally? I mean, your position is that this tribunal is just for the paper. You think the government will not have the goodwill to implement it because you think it is going to cost them politically?
Yeah, indeed. That's my position, and I stand with the position until and unless I see contrary. Because going by Barrow and the political ambition he has in history, coming from the 2017 to date, even before he took over at State House, the type of engagement I saw him doing, I know he's more of concern of his political future than the concern of any other thing in this country. So anything that will cost him politically, Barrow is not serious about it. Will never be serious about it. And for this matter, just like you have seen now, the campaign started. Before 2021 election, Fabaka Tumunyada and Co. We are trying to get to the APRC people, tell them if you allow UDP to be in power, they are going to prosecute Jammeh. Jammeh will never step his foot in this country. Not only Jammeh, but they are going to hunt even the Jola community.
In fact, they did not disclose the agreement, but I remember they were hotly contesting that any suggestion that the agreement was not for Jammeh's interest was wrong.
What was wrong?
Yeah, they said Jammeh's interest was the first thing that the agreement hinged on. They said, and anybody who suggested otherwise, they came out to attack it.
Exactly. Prior to that, even that agreement, that so-called agreement, the same Fabaka Tumujada and Rambo Jata, they said anybody who stood and said Jammeh will not come to this country, there must be a guerrilla war there.
Oh, yes.
They declared. You remember that?
They said that nothing could stop him from.
Nothing could stop him.
Yeah, that was the rhetoric.
But all of a sudden, these are the same people coming out again with another tongue, telling Jammeh that if you want to come to this country, you have to comply with what Barrow is telling you.
But then you didn't see the Jammeh's own contribution to that. Jammeh himself went to condemn and denounce Barrow and said nobody should work with him. But did he realize that they were fooling him?
It doesn't mean that I'm directly in support of Jammeh, but you can't trust somebody who fool you and fool you and fool you again. Jammeh was believed to go out of this country and come back settle. That's the belief Barrow and the international community gave Jammeh. And they drafted a kind of an agreement.
Yes.
I think so. They drafted
it was a UN
critic of Jammeh. But you know why? When the truth comes, let's address it as it is.
There indeed was an agreement.
Exactly. Yeah. There was a sort of agreement for Jammeh to go, because Barrow said he cannot quit Senegal and come here as long as Jammeh remain here.
Yes.
So if Jammeh drive away Jawara, but Jammeh also was driven away by Barrow, because Barrow said he cannot be in this country at the same time Jammeh is here.
Well, I think the international community said he should go away for these new governments to stabilize.
To stabilize.
Yeah, that was
okay. That is one. So if Jammeh have seen that agreement been floated, again the same person telling you that you have to come and form alliance, you have to come and support me to be re-elected, then I will let you to come into this country. How would one take that?
So you said there are other school of thought who said that they don't believe that even Barrow's government's interest is for Jammeh to come back. They said in the first place, like he said, there is a potential of insecurity.
Insecurity, one.
Yeah.
Because they think that if Jammeh come here, that is the end of it.
There's a potential for insecurity, yes.
But it's not internal insecurity, no.
There could be internal
From my opinion, it's not internal security. It's a political security.
No, there could be internal security.
No, there's no internal security.
No,
there was no
about military issue.
No matter what,
Political insecurity.
no matter how you hate Jammeh also. No, let me,
You know why also? I mean, there has been fears that, this security system as we have is built by Jammeh. He has a lot of influence. But if I'm trying to say, he has a lot of, we have to say, he has a lot of influence.
Mr. Jammeh,
Apart from a lot of political insecurity on the part of
let me make this
Barrow, and that can include even UDP. If Jammeh comes, he could remember
but Jammeh is not a threat to us.
No, but remember how much was the difference? 18,000.
But Jammeh is no more a threat to UDP.
But listen, okay. Jammeh is not a threat. Future political. It could also be UDP.
No.
Jammeh can get back all those 18,000 and perhaps get back all this alliance and Tabakar put together.
That's what you think. That's what you think.
So his probably might be more, not just by NPP political, it might be everyone.
But in any case, that should not be the case.
And I said internal security because it's been believed that he has a lot of influence.
But what I'm telling you, this is outside. It's even more easy to fuel internal security in the Gambia when you are outside than inside here.
No,
no, that's not the case at all. I differ with that one. What I'm trying to say is that my issue is not with Jammeh. Jammeh is not a threat to this country today. No. Our threat is Barrow. The biggest threat internally, both security and the future of this country is President Barrow. He's the biggest threat to this country. All these policies you are seeing, just like I said, it is political, financial. These are the two things. But there's no serious, if there's serious political will in Barrow today, we must have a serious security sector reform in this country. There should have been a new constitution in this country today, Mr. Chan. This country today, there must be a serious financial and economic reforms in this country today. But we lose all these things because of Barrow's political interest.
Okay, so you believe that this ECOWAS thing
is a mere on paper.
It's not going to be.
It's a mere on paper. And then those head of state at ECOWAS, they know exactly what happened. The type of lobbies that happened, I'm not there, but they know what was lobbied. But Barrow and Gambian economy is sitting on the egg.
I see.
On an egg. So it means that the Gambia is at high risk in losing a lot of our assets.
I see.
So the only way we can go is to have a donor convincing support.
Project.
How do you support the donor? The donor has been putting a lot of money into this Jammeh issue because of Barrow's government's request. So none of those projects, none of those policies are seen being implemented by the donor partners. Now it is here. If you want us to do this thing, you have to do this thing. If you don't do this thing, we are not going to do this thing. That is the only case behind these issues. But in reality, the intention with Barrow, it is to have the APRC people to come and support him. And you cannot have Jammeh being haunted by Barrow and you expect that APRC to come and support Barrow. It's only with those who are given positions. And that's why now we are seeing every day the government has been expanding. Every day. If they think there's a big fish at APRC to catch up, they create a new position in the government. So they know that the ordinary supporters, they cannot get those people. But what they do, they use these position holders to go into their people, trying to just discredit Jammeh and make themselves important by giving those dollars to the grassroots. And that's why you now see that we are even now we are in a club that is tripling our size as per the economy. We are getting into more trouble day by day. Loans being taken day by day, all because of what? Recurrent expenditure, salaries, allowances, and stuff like that. But if Barrow is serious about Jammeh, this TRRC issue and then justice issue about victims, no, the case wouldn't been this. But these are perfect. So try them until 2026. You will hear another tune from them. Just like what Fabakar has started. You see, you have Mr. Jammeh saying maybe there's possibilities of alliances. And those alliances, to be able to cut them, so these are some of the issues they are going to throw to them. So those who are not correct with the issues might fall in the trap. And if you fall in the trap, Barrow has got what he's get. Now we are also into 2026. He will start developing another trapping project for them. And this is where he will go until the last minute, whereby he has gone and kept everything even worse than Jammeh.
I see.
Because today we are saying yes, Jammeh has done errors, but Barrow has equally done more errors. I'm not saying that Jammeh, but he has also equally done more errors. That he thought if his government, if his regime finishes, ends, means that he is also in trouble.
I see.
And this is the fear they're putting into him every day. That
Aye.
what has happened, you look back and see what has happened. If you step down here, those people, when they come,
Yeah.
like the former secretary of the Brunch said, tell him, so what have they done?
So you mean this? Well, let's creep in next. This twaddle about Barrow probably not even going for a third term, because it's been bandied around. This former president's bill, that he wanted passed immediately with all the goodies for the ex-president. I think the only difference is 20% in the salary.
In salary, yes.
So all those suggested to people that probably this man is thinking of going. But what do you think of?
No, but I was in the political catch-up program with Buba. I said it clearly. It is not meant for even Barrow being former president, to me, directly. It was a political project that was also late to find a compromise within the APRC, make them believe, because there's only one former president today. The late Sadauda has gone.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so only one president who could be potentially benefiting from that one today is Jammeh.
But the people know Jammeh cannot come.
But you see the Jammeh names.
They supported that.
They supported it. Just because of that.
That is Yankuba Jammeh.
They supported it. So it was a very dangerous one.
But the Attorney General had to come and said, well, Jammeh had questions to answer, so he cannot directly.
Yes, and then you had the regret that the NAM has also. When the minister said so. And you had the reaction.
So you think you think that bill couldn't have meant that Barrow at once contemplated of going?
No. Barrow, I'm not saying he's not thinking about going. But Barrow cannot go because MPP is in a serious limbo.
Nobody who can replace him.
MPP is like, how would I even describe them? The chaos in their leadership. I don't even have a description to know. But if Barrow steps down, that's even more.
There seems to be more chaotic situation in the UDP as far as success is concerned than NPP.
No.
Or they have been able to keep it.
No. Any leader you brought, UDP today, the entire party will rally behind.
You sure?
Yes, 100%.
That's not the impression we're getting.
That's not the impression, but us inside we know. We know it very well.
And why do you think it is not the same in the UDP?
Yeah, because it is manifesting itself. Even that story that Voice has delivered, it has been brought by MPP executive member, senior.
Well, allegedly. Well, we have settled that matter.
You said no,
you don't want to go back.
No, it is me.
Yeah, but
it is me as a political opponent. I'm trying to tell you the chaos, to try to find the chaos in MPP.
I'm trying to say you don't believe Mr. Barrow may probably go. Where go?
No, Mr. Barrow would not go.
And you think because he feared that nobody can
that's why if you go to the draft constitution, he has planned everything.
That's why the vice president can take
exactly he can take over and we will not be a facilitator of election, but to continue and complete the term of the elected members. But
many people have said that's many people have rejected that. I don't think that will be in the constitution anymore. Anyway.
No, but it's in it already.
I know, but it's in it. All the consultative now.
But they have a majority in parliament. I know if they go like this give and take, that's the ABC committee.
But the referendum will come.
And even people might reject it.
That's
but their intention, what was exposed is that
I know, of course,
he might contest.
No,
and thinking that he can win the election.
And then resign. And then his people take over.
Yes, he can fight and his people take over.
I'm trying to tell you, the consultative is saying that people are saying that no, we don't want our president to be not elected by us. So that means if the president leaves after 3 months or 6 months, the vice president has to be elected. No, there has to be elected. That's what people want.
Yes, that's what
the government's intention was to change that.
Yes,
so that the vice president or somebody else can succeed and
complete the term.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you think all those are plans that Mr. Barrow wants, so that if he wins the election, he can get his people to vote.
If he is able to win election,
yes,
he can negotiate with somebody who can compromise.
So you
think
he might think that, okay, if I go, nobody can replace me. But if I go, I can win. So I can just resign.
In my opinion,
you think that's his calculation?
Because if you look at that draft, you use your common sense.
Yeah, it's a statement of intention.
And connect the dot.
Yeah.
You obviously see the intention.
Yeah, it is.
This man thinking that he don't have a potential election winner. but he can go for election
And then
simply
bow out and
reason for something, resign or claim to be incapacitated,
Yeah.
then go away. The successor will complete the term.
Yeah.
From there, that will facilitate his settlement in wherever he wanted to settle.
Yeah.
That is, to me, that is my view
Okay.
on it. But Barrow would step down before 2026 and not to contest. Wow, that would be a breaking news to me.
That will,
Because
you think that will not be?
the fire behind him will not allow it.
Mr. Jammeh, do you think you believe in any suggestions or well, there were no rumors, but there were insinuations that he probably will decide not to go for a third term?
There were rumors, but I do not believe in them.
You don't believe Barrow will
Because Barrow
step
is,
down?
he's starting to consolidate his grant for 2026.
You think there's no room for me?
There is no alternative. Barrow will contest.
He will contest.
Will contest.
And how do you see that in terms of the ECOWAS? I mean, if ECOWAS is supporting him to put up a hybrid court, I mean, if ECOWAS is supporting that hybrid court, and ECOWAS don't necessarily support, 3 terms or third terms issue. So how do you see Mr. Barrow navigating his way now, trying to continue to be supportive, for ECOWAS to be supportive of his?
Now, but understand one thing, Lamin. I've said it earlier.
Yeah.
ECOWAS is a body that protects and defends the right of incumbent rather than the people in the opposition or the citizen of the country.
I see.
It happened to so many head of state, Alassane Ouattara.
Yes.
And these are people who have influence at the ECOWAS.
ECOWAS, yes. His case was disappointing because he went for a third term when he should have been the man who should really campaign against it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Macky Sall initially wanted to, but when there was a lot of opposition.
Alpha Conde as well.
Alpha Conde, yeah, honestly, had to be.
They were silent about him.
They will temper the constitution, amend, support from their.
What I'm trying to say is that since third term business is not popular in ECOWAS, no matter your constitution, if Mr. Barrow wants to go for a third term and he still wants ECOWAS support in other areas, I'm trying to say how can he navigate his way?
Understand that ECOWAS supporting the hybrid. They are not doing it for Gambians, but they are doing it for Barrow.
Yeah.
Who will sit before them and discuss terms. Is a body that seeks to defend the incumbent rather than fight for the right of the people on the ground. It has ever been that.
Okay.
Barrow is known for bowing to Western pressure outside the Gambia.
I see.
Recently, awards were given to him, the Peace Award, and recently the police received some awards. And you know that this plays weight. The West is they are trying to tell him that no matter what happened, you are our man on the ground. Let Gambians, I challenge Gambians, to put a stop to this third term come 2026.
Okay.
We must cheer for it.
Exactly. Okay. Clamor for it.
Indeed, but Barrow cannot accuse Jammeh for entrenching himself in power, saying after Jammeh, no president will come here and rule for more than 2 times. Be a president for more than 2 times. A man of, a man is supposed to be with his words.
Okay.
But if he cannot, the same appeal he's doing, the same thing, Barrow will see the worst. I'm telling you, the Barrow will see the worst. This is not opportunity to laugh. I don't know. Barrow think Gambians are just sleeping and we are of that Masla syndrome. That will be the old-minded people, but not this current generation. Okay. If he attempt it, we are there. Now we are not going to spend. Yeah.
I hope we will not get to them. Mr. Barrow will say, no, I'm not going for third time, and everybody will be at ease.
And the first claim that they do is that why would Gambians deny Barrow the chance when the constitution remain? But who was the bloc?
Well, the constitution did not say that you cannot stop at 2 times.
It doesn't say that at all.
No, it says anybody who wants to go can go. Even if it is saying the constitution has, in fact, the constitution has no time limit.
In fact, who was the devil?
But it didn't actually say
in the constitution.
Well, there we go.
He is the devil behind.
That's another matter of another day. Haji Suwaneh, president of the United Democratic Party Youth Wing, thank you very much for being on the program.
You're welcome.
And Yankuba Jammeh, the public relations officer for the APRC NATO Alliance, thank you very much. Just like I remind you, we had invited the APRC faction led by Fabakary Tomo to be here, but apparently they could not. They could not honor our invitation. They said they were looking for some clearance, which didn't come until we had to come on air. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being on the brunch. We have to have more of you Inshallah. Thank you.
Yeah.
The brunch will be back next week. Until then, goodbye for now.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Planning to have an uninterrupted electricity and water supply from solar energy in the Gambia and beyond? Worry no more, because Solar Enterprise will provide you with the solutions at reasonable cost. We have experienced personnel who can install and advise you about your electricity and water supply with a warranty period. We have good quality solar products from North America and Europe. We provide services and sell products to individuals, organizations, institutions, private offices, communities, and government. These products are solar panels, batteries, charge controllers, inverters, water pump, water heaters, freezers, submersible pumps, and general solar accessories. Visit our stores at 48 Karaba Avenue and Brusubi Highway, or you can call us on 7657 479 980-8483, 340-9400 or 635-9906.
Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamano, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamano Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Brusubi opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited, or email us at info@jamanomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051 or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jamano Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jamano Money Transfer.
I get it.
Mbijan aganyani.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la.
Ha, code nyingi.
Okay. What's that? Nsila ID soto.
Ah, that's what. Sorry.
agada
bijandro
alba
mbaka
bara alla service o tariya
mbale
ko ki janna nun kunu bara tariya
jannom yona forest de bureau gambia tonkon nano mbali ya bere birin koyna fo kato
bari si kodo kino kato nim fo bolon blabe
56 branches mola soto gambia jam
ha
gambia kono anin gambia bantala bankol nko kodo kiya bere kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi topoto nin kodi maraw jannom number 1 ti nyonta andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi manin domorol dir fana beteata gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je
wo moyo diat
apelenta
baraka ni ma lafta nyelan kendol e bina
yalo bu kanila ko la baraka ba
yalo ndel ciosano lo
baraka